the first transaction that we made was dollar yen, and the notice that we used to make the transaction was dollar drams opposed to Asian currencies. This notice was updated on August 16, 2016 on Bloomberg. Well, according to this notice, the yen strengthened beyond 100 per dollar for the first time since the UK voted to leave the European Union. As prospect, the Federal Reserve will leave the interest rates on hold this year, heaped pressure on Japanese policymakers to ease again. Also, the yen has outperformed all of these developed market counterparts this year and surged 20% against the dollar. The yen strength reduces Japanese imports costs and renders its exports less competitive. So that's why the transaction for the first day of this project we decided to buy. The increase of the competitiveness of the yen against the dollar indicates that less yen will be paid for 1 unit of dollar. So the most convenient transaction, in our opinion, is to make a loan, which means to buy cheap and then sell at a higher price.
The second transaction was between USD and CAD. In the news, Treasury rise with United States stood as Fed minute signal loan rates was indicating that the American dollar raised 0.2% for the evening of day, though the fact that the operation I released at 7:39. Also, I consult the news in Canada stocks, little change and minute signal fading no rush. That was indicated that the Canadian dollar from 3 o'clock in the afternoon was presenting a decreasing trend. The declaration of the Fed containing in both news tone about the high cost of debt and the rise of interest. After the declaration was motivated speculation, the Canadian dollar was given to the rise. I released an operation of short because the declaration of Fed for a moment altered the movements of the dollar and while this was expanding. The Canadian dollar was in a better position with a recovery in the economic sectors.
Well, the third transaction we made was pound euro, and the notice we used to make the transaction was pound jumps as retail sales signal post-Brexit economic optimism. This notice was updated on August 18, 2016 on Bloomberg. According to this notice, the pound rised because the inflation, the unemployment claims, and now retail sales figures that show that the UK economic that's outperforming expectation despite the pre-referendum concerns that an European Union exit would cause a slowdown. The pound also is the pound benefit from the general weakness of the dollar. So the increase of the competitiveness of the Great Britain pound indicates that less GBP will be paid for a unit of euro. What means that the most convenient transaction to make is long, which means that we should buy cheap and then sell at a higher price. So we made this transaction at 4 p.m. on Thursday 18. For this transaction we made a mistake because we got confused with the order of the currency. In the platform appears euro pound and we wanted to analyze pound euro, thinking that the order of the currencies indicate a different transaction, but it is not, and the order of the currency doesn't matter. So we made the opposite transaction. We sell instead of buy. So we made a short, and we obviously we lost money.
In the last transaction was euro and dollar. The notice was emerging markets head for weekly decline on federal rate concern. This note speed ranks over the announcements of the Fed that indicate that their mark to the rise in American interest rates and beside the political European situation. This indicates that the financial situation of the United States is not sure. There is an operation of short, based in the possible rise of the American rise of interest in was causal due to the above-mentioned currency more competitive. In this operation, we want him signs are we realize when it was to default.